Hi everybody. Today I would like to present to you some very important information. This is the second time that I'm now trying to load this video up, so I will do this one more time uh, for no other reason other than the fact that it's something that shouldn't be obviously go out or whatever the process is. I don't care. Um, the reason I'm bringing this information up for you is to be mindful of certain parasitic type of behavior that is now becoming more obvious. And this is to do with people that have been trying to vicariously suck your energy, or to live inside of your energy field for quite some time, trying to become you. In other words, I've heard some people say that it's called destiny swapping. It's actually not possible for that to happen, but they believe that they are. If they can mimic you, then they can look like you, then they can most likely become you, because there are certain magical practices that require for people to actually become enamored with the subject that they would like to have. They would like to receive that. They would like to implement intentionally, creating a servitor or even a type of doll of the person that they wish to have their lives. This is the imbalanced version. I'm not talking about everyone that's practicing whatever they're practicing that does this to other people, but that is predominantly a sickness that has been coming up, where they believe so strongly that if they set intentions in place that they wish to achieve something like a job or to become rich. No. Let me correct myself. No, it's not about getting a job, really. John does his job. I want John's riches. I want John's life. I want John's relationships. I want to have everything John has. But I don't want to work, so I'm going to do this magical spell, which I will then go and buy a candle from some agent that will sell it to me online or whatever. And I will then put the candle in front of the mirror, and I will do the little incantation or chant, and then I will suck all John's energy off, just scoop some of his energy off, so that I can have that which John has in his life. So that's the sort of thing that I'm talking about. I'm talking about mirror magic. That is a very rudimentary way of explaining to you how it works. I'm not going to give you the expert way of how it's done, because I actually think that's done in many different ways. They used spirits to do the work for them. We've done this, we've discussed that. It's necromancy. It's the same thing. It's just in the form of people trying to steal from people as well. They believe that they have the right to have some of your energy and function in the way that you live your life without you even being aware of it. And how is this possible? Let's say you've created a power field around you. It's normally done through extreme focus and obsession, where there's very little left in that person to do that process in the first place, where there is a serious projection onto stalking you, perhaps spying on you, doing remote viewing, using their psychic abilities, because many of them have that, and they then operate by trying to learn from what you're doing. Now, the person that is being stalked or being studied, and this is not just generally organizations that are doing it, because you do get these organizations that are actually paid to do remote viewing on people for certain processes, for certain information that they can get from them. There are people that do the same thing. They stalk you in your dreams. Mainly it becomes like that because they are able to access something of you, or they believe that they have the power to be able to access your life, because you are their target. So if you don't have a life, your obsessive focus on one thing will become stronger, and you will have much more maximum power to control that person. And there is a thing called stalking as well. I actually think that's part of the process. But aside from that, What I'm trying to explain to you is that the basic insanity is coming out now. The playing field has evened out. It's become more obvious now that you're able to see those that have been trying to mask themselves in front of you. You can see beyond the fake accounts. You can see beyond the comments that have been made. You can see who they are. People that send you messages or in groups, wherever you frequent, you can see the people's energy behind their nature. In other words, you can see all natures now. Because you've been loving yourself, you've drawn all the energy out of the house. You've sucked all you've drawn your energy out of the room, and the room is without air. So the parasites will start to come out, and you will see more of this happen. If you're an empathic person, if you feel more sad, or you feel more down lately, and you wonder why that is, you feel a bit it feels a bit darker for you, then let me just tell you this. If you've been working on loving yourself and doing everything that you were able to do in your life path, then you will see them, not what is inside of you. So whatever you're experiencing, it is coming from them, and they are having the dying off from you. You can look at it in that way. You'll be able to then understand the process of what's actually happening. So I would call it the dying off, or a cleansing that's taking place. And what does this have to do with the process that we're going through? Why? How is this possible? Because as I've said, the realm in which you exist is surrounded with a field called the torus field. And the torus field is an electromagnetic frequency that operates with light or energy. Light is not light. I'm talking energy as in the frequency of looking at something and it reflecting back to you. That energy is played back and forth continuously to make the realm function the way that it does. Okay, so you're looking at that process. And there are these people that are being taught or have these abilities within themselves to operate in the outskirts of that sort of field by doing certain things, by not claiming self-identity, by not loving themselves, because loving themselves means whatever to them, or they are simply unable to do that in the first place. So excuse me. So what I'm trying to say is you will start to see these frequencies playing out now. Masks are off. No matter in what way they present themselves, or they try to hoover themselves or hoover you, you are unable to become hooverable, to put it like that. You are unaffected by these frequencies. However, the dying off of the unmasking is happening right now. It's not me saying that it's happening. I'm not telling you that I've said it, I've decided it, but maybe it's time anyway. It is happening because a lot more people are loving themselves. So I needed you to know that this is what's happening. The process is playing itself out. Excuse me, they obviously don't want me to talk about this, but I am telling you anyway. Since this is the second time that I'm making this video anyway, I should know it off by heart. It's important to take note that what you do when loving yourself intuitively, as you do, as many of you do, that this is a natural process for your original being of who you are. What is within your spirit, and building the connection between mind, body, soul, and spirit, and then also clearing out any type of things that could be stuck inside of your consciousness and your subconsciousness, and perhaps your dreamscape, and whatever you want to use to do so. I'm saying that they can hook in any way, shape, or form. They can have been doing this for many years without you even being aware of it. So if you suddenly feel this weird sort of like, let's say, I don't know, dizzy. I don't want to give it a name because everyone will experience it in a very unique way. So I'm just telling you that this is what's happening. The the dying off or the darkening is happening. That's actually happening now. While for some you are experiencing a type of revival in your spirit, which is your golden age, which is unique and whole to your personal experience, where there are others that are experiencing the red tide. So everyone is experiencing all of these things all at the same time, and in various ways. It is not meant to be experienced as one giant motion. I think many people actually think that there are some people that actually think that I use magic or spells or do occult stuff behind closed doors. They're so curious to need to know how that's done, why I know what I know. And let me say this, I don't do any occult shit. I don't do any magical crap. I never have. What I use is the connection within myself with the connection with Great Spirit. And that is it. It never has been in any other way. And whatever I look like, because there's some people that are obsessed with what I look like as well, that are trying to figure out, yeah, but is this person this or is this person that? It's got nothing to do with you. So if you are one of those people that wish to figure out who I am, you can ask me. If not, you're out of the frequency and you shouldn't be here. So these are the type of people that I'm talking about that you will now start to see coming out. They cannot function in any other way other than to try and live vicariously off of your frequency or your energy. And when I say, how is this done on a metaphysical level? Because I know some of you are going to try and wonder how this actually happens. So, like I said, I've given you an example of a ritual where they would go and they would do certain things on a magical process. It's always about whatever they can gain from you in whatever shape or form. It doesn't matter what the target is, but the way it's done is obsessed focus onto your energy. That's all it is. Obsessed focus. Living, breathing, sleeping, everything, all you. You are in their thoughts all the time. All the time. And it's like you are living rent-free inside of their heads. The problem is, when this happens, you start to feel your energy is becoming a little bit depleted. You're starting to feel a bit of tired. Like I said, you are unable to sleep well. There's a lot of that frequency focus on trying to disrupt you so that you are bleeding out more energy perhaps than usual. You're more reactive to certain things. It doesn't matter, your diet, it's an entire range of whatever it is that's not good for you. That wasn't like that before. Some people actually realize that they haven't had sleep, that they've been sleeping for many years a particular way, and then suddenly they can't anymore. And they wonder, is this now some sort of weirdness in my body? Is it my hormones? Is it this? Is it this? Is it that? Is it the sun? Is it this? And it's not. Okay, let me tell you, 99% of the time, it's someone that you know or you don't even know that's doing this to you. So because it's more obvious now, it's because many people are more online. So they're doing more online activities. So they connect with more people. So it can be anything you've said. There's going to be a nutcase somewhere. And you better be sure that if you're, like I said, an empath, you'll feel their shit coming at you as well. They love to dig into sexual energy as well. They love to focus on the root chakra. Most of the time, these obsessive focuses or projections are based on the material anyway. So it's always root based. I've got quite a few of them on my channel, so be mindful that they are around. I know them, and many of them are actually creating different fake accounts to keep asking me the same type of questions. So your frequencies are very obvious to me. I can see your face with your mask on. I can see right through it anyway. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I can even see that what you do at home. So this is what I'm trying to explain. Depending on, for some of you that are going through this process, just also be mindful that they are around on certain platforms as well, and wherever you go and whatever you do, to just be discerning with how you behave. The more the focus of the frequency on your energy, the more there's the possessive process that's taking place, the more they're trying to create a servitor out of your energy, which is their form of creatorship, whatever that it is for them, the stronger your energy becomes. Because remember now, when they focus on you, there's a lot of intention going to you. The more they're trying to draw from you, which they used to be able to do, the more you're sucking their energy in. So you're taking back your own energy. And what this is creating are pockets of realities that are melding into one another. So certain realities and timelines are changing. They're actually changing into a more sort of personal experience to you. So in terms of that energy that you're looking at, that is what I want you to take with you, is keep loving yourself, keep focusing on who you are, keep being in that space. Even if you're feeling whatever they're feeling, just keep reminding yourself of who you are, where you are, and what your intentions are in your own personal experience individually. The rest is, as I said, letting them basically become more visible now, so you cannot not see them anymore. They're everywhere, visible now, even in public spaces. It's like, let me put it this way, it's like the nature of the beast is now being observed from every angle, and the emperor has realized he's got no clothes and he was an inverted emperor in the first place. So that's basically what's happening. So what you're taking with you is knowing that what you're doing personally within your own personal life experience is very powerful and is affecting the actual reality around you as we speak. So look for these things to happen, because the more you'll see it, the more you'll realize, the more you have to work within yourself to keep it going that way. So you're in that dynamic of working continuously within. And of course, as I've said before, and I think I need to say this again, just because I'm explaining to you about loving yourself doesn't mean I'm saying, yes, it's okay to live in the jail cell or believe that you're in a jail cell. We've discussed and clarified all of that information in the past. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, look at deep stuff. Number one, and go all the way through to where you are right now, so that you get the understanding of what this information is about this channel. The channel is extremely unique. It is metaphysical, and it is approaching all forms of any and all models of creation, and approaches it from a higher perspective, the highest perspective that is within. And that which is within you is your spirit, and your spirit is then aligning with your heart, which is your heart of understanding and your heart of sense of feeling of, and within the balance between your masculine and the feminine within yourself. Not physical, does not mean physical, it is spiritual, it is within. And while you're in that process, you are automatically then connecting with the original creative force, which I call Great Spirit. You can call it whatever you want. I just prefer to call the presence of this energy by its original form, and that is personal to me, and that is how I do it. So keep going in this direction. It is changing the frequency. It's affecting people in many ways that it should be doing, that it should have been doing for some time. So there's no more trees and branches and rocks to hide under. You're visible to those of us who are able to see you. I know, like I said, I know at least of hundreds people that have forfeited their souls or whatever for the purpose of actually trying to investigate and do a deep dive on actually investigating the information and this process, because there's a fear of a certain astrological event that's going to take place, that's going to turn them all into pumpkins if they don't do certain attack modes and things to get people on their side. So remember, even the devil doesn't actually have time for them anymore. This is what it feels like to be completely ostracized and neglected, abandoned. So you're experiencing you're experiencing your internal self-love growing, and you're experiencing all of the things you've always needed to happen for you at a much faster rate, versus them experiencing no air in the room, virtually being in darkness, in their own manufactured darkness, being revealed to everyone. It's like basically putting them inside of a box with a one-way mirror that they can only see themselves, and it's dark all around them, and they can't help but not see themselves at all times. Nobody likes to be shown up that way. But then again, that is part of the karmic cycle that's taking place. I just use the word karma. I will use cause and effect. And that is the effect of many causes that have taken place over time. So keep that in mind. Do not let anything outside of you distract you from yourself. Be very vigilant in that process. The realm is altered. It's altering its existence to accommodate people to expand in themselves, so that they are essentially able to then leave eventually, when they do so, with a peaceful state of mind, as opposed to being in your own personal life in terms of what you do online. So don't give out too much information. I feel like I shouldn't be telling you this, but or like I'm preaching to the choir. You should know to what extent you interact with certain people online, especially if you've never met them. So use a healthy discernment. Masks are off right now. The dying off is happening. If it's dark for them, it's really, really dark right now. They are triggered. They are triggered as fuck. So I'm leaving that with you. Keep that in mind. Look after yourselves. Keep loving yourselves. The frequency has created this to happen. So more of this will come out with over time. Let me leave that with you. Until next time. Bye.